Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Achua. This is going to be a battle of who did it best when it comes to Middle Eastern dupes. There is a lot of competition among my Middle Eastern houses. One particular house will come out with an inspired version of a particular DNA, a popular one, and the next few months every other person is going to follow. That is a theme when it comes to Middle Eastern fragrances. But in all this, there's always a particular house that nails, a dupe, better than any other, house that, comes up with similar scent profile. There's always one that is going to stand out from the various other dupes on the market. So this is going to be like a battle of who did it better, which Middle Eastern dupe house, nailed it. And these are just my subjective opinion per the fragrances I have smelled. I have not smelled like every single dupe of a particular niche or designer fragrance. So these are just the ones that I have tested so far and what I think, or which ones I think really nailed that scent profile the best. And the first fragrance I have here is going to be from Nishane, and this is Hacivat or Hacivat. And that particular fragrance is a very beautiful masculine leaning pineapple smoky, nuance, that sort of typical barbershop one. There's been a lot of fragrances that have been inspired by that, including Nuf, Kaid Alpha Sun, Rave Now, and then Lattafa Al Dana. Those are the four I have tried when it comes to that scent profile from Nishane Hacivat. And of the four, I think Lattafa Kaid, Alpha Sun tried. It tried. Nuf also tried, Rave Now also sort of tried, but the one that really did it perfectly was Al Dana from the Niche Emirati. Al Dana was the one which nailed Hacivat as a dupe, fragrance for that particular one. The rest are all the rest are not like 100% identical. You could see that they took inspiration from it, with some tendencies that they have, but it was Al Dana that really came and delivered. They really delivered. So in this house, I think Lattafa, to me, has the best interpretation of Nishane's Hacivat, so that is the first one. The second fragrance, very popular one, is going to be Angels Share. And when it comes to Angels Share, I have tried Cocktail Intense. I've tried from Fragrance World. I've tried Fire Your Desire, Emir Paris Corner. I've tried Camera from Lattafa. I've also tried Sharaf Blends from, I think, Adazafran or Sharaf Blends. I'm not sure. Whatever it is, I'll put it, I've tried those four: Cocktail Intense, Fire Your Desire, Camera, and then Sharaf Blends. But the one particular one that I feel nailed it like 100% was Kismet Angel from Alhambra. That particular fragrance, Kismet Angel, totally hold like 100% nailed Angel Share from Kilian. By far, it's one of the best interpretations. All these ones tried. Camera, not really. Camera is a different fragrance on its own. Cocktail Intense really did, tried with the boozy, heavy pineapple, not pineapple, apple pie nuance. Like Cocktail Intense did really try, but it lacks the longevity, Fire Your Desire also tried, but to me it's not the best, although people claim Fire Your Desire is one of the best. To me it is not. And of late, a lot of people have said Sharaf Blends by Zimaya, is the best. But to me, the best currently, still, undisputed, numero uno by Alhambra, Kismet Angel, to me, and that is my personal experience, from these 5 Angel Share inspired versions. Kismet Angel is what I believe nailed it like 99%, accuracy, giving you the same thing, nothing with a twist, it gave us the same exact thing. The next fragrance I have here is going to be Delina, the OG Delina. I'm going to do Delina and then Delina Exclusive. So when it comes to Delina, there's been Amarat Al Arab, Amarat Al Arab, very beautiful but light and almost, as soon as you spray it is gone and very faint and light. We have from Asdaf, that is from Asdaf. We have Delaila from, I think Delaila is from Fragrance World. We have Delaila. very beautiful, one of the, a good one. Then we have Delaila is from Alhambra. Then we have Zimaya Fatima. Of these ones, I have owned Zimaya's Fatima, and then I have tried and tested Amirat Al Arab from Asdaf, and then Delaila like countless times. But it's the only Zimaya's own that I own, and to me, the one that really gives me Delina like a one-to-one is going to be the one from Alhambra. Alhambra to me did a good one. And these are the ones that I have tested. The ones that I have tested and tried and owned some of them. To me, I think Alhambra's Delaila did a good job with the OG Delina. But when it comes to the Delina Exclusive, there are only two that I have tried from Middle Eastern houses. And these are going to be Shalina Exclusive from Fragrance World, and then Club de Nuit Imperial White from Armaf. Those two. It could simply be a tie between Club de Nuit Imperial, and then Shalina Exclusive. Shalina Exclusive was the first one that I tried, and it's like, at the time I did try, I had not smelled, Delina or even any of the flankers, at that time, but it smelled, later when I got to try all those, and it smells exactly. I've owned a bottle and I've since finished my bottle of Shalina Exclusive by Fragrance World. It is very identical. Imperial White, is also very identical and good. Guess that one is like a more powdery sort of, version of the Delina Exclusive. But those two, it's quite hard for me to choose between them. I know a lot of people have raved about Imperial. I rave about Shalina Exclusive because that is what I really know. I don't know. That is what I think that they both really give me the exact same thing, but you can see quality wise, I'll give it to Club de Nuit Imperial. Price points per, price points wise, I'll give it to Fragrance World. But I think Imperial did, a little, just slightly a little better above Shalina Exclusive, but both are phenomenal. They both nailed that Delina Exclusive DNA. So those are the two from Delina Exclusive that I want to talk about. The next popular scent I want to discuss is Ever Pura. It has never been my favorite. There's something about Ever Pura, even the OG, that I don't really appreciate. It is good, but I don't know, there's something about it that doesn't really sit well with me. And when it comes to that, I have experience of 4 interpretations, including Lattafa's I Am White, Anna Abeyedh I Am White, Royal Amber from Orientica. I had just a 5 ml, those they are miniature, bottles. Lattafa's Confidential, which is more or less like the Keki DNA, but almost like very identical. And then Amber Oud Gold from Haramain. Those are the 4 I have tested, and tried. And the one that seemed to be of the best quality, in my opinion, is going to be Amber Oud Gold from Haramain. That seemed to be the best, one. But even that one even seemed a lot more intense and richer than the original Ever Pura to me. It feels much more syrupy and, much more resonance than the OG Ever Pura to me for some reason. So I think I'll just give it to Haramain's Amber Oud Gold. It's a good one, It had lots of hype and I really wanted to have a full bottle, but after testing it, I didn't find the need to add a full bottle to my collection, although it is a very beautiful, interpretation. And I think it is the best currently on the market, in my opinion. So that's going to be the Ever Pura. The next DNA I'm going to talk about is going to be the Roses Vanille. Everybody seems to love Roses Vanille, and with that we have the Ajwad by Lattafa, which is like Roses Vanille with a twist, that metallic twist that a lot of people seem to shy away from. We have Tafal Hub, Tafal Hub from I think that is from Art Asafran. Tafal Hub, it's one of the oldest, like one of the first to come out, but it's like a very light, like an EDT version of, Roses Vanille, in my opinion. Still a very beautiful one. And then there is Musk Vanille from Alhambra. Of these 3 that I have tried, there are so many. When it comes to Roses Vanille, there are so many of them, but these are the 3 that I have, tried and tested and very acquainted with them. I have Musk Vanille from Alhambra and then Ajwad from Lattafa. Those are the 2 that I currently have. I would say I love Ajwad, although it has a twist of its own with that metallic nuance, so I would say It is still Roses Vanille with a bit of a twist. But amongst the three that I have, I've tried, the one that I think really nailed it is going to be Max Vanille from Alhambra. Although my personal preference is Ajwad because of the twist it has. My personal preference is Ajwad because of that. But that I think Alhambra's Max Vanille nailed it, of the three that I have personally tried. So that is going to be Max Vanille or the Roses Vanille DNA, from Mancera. The next popular designer fragrance I want to discuss is Angel Nova from Mugler. Angel Nova, and for that, I have Maya, from Lattafa. I have Alive Now from Maison Alhambra, and I've tried and tested Musuf Wadi from Ada Safaran. Those are the three that I have tried and tested, and my least favorite is going to be the Musuf Wadi. I love Maya. I love Alive Now. I think they both did a phenomenal job, interpreting Angel Nova. But I think the one that really nailed it is Alhambra's, Alive Now. Although Maya also nailed it, it's much more effervescent and thick and like much more effervescent. Whilst Alive Now, captured that heavy. There's a dense, there's a dense quality about Angel Nova that I get in Alive Now more than I get in Maya. Maya is more effervescent, and sparkling, whilst Alive Now is more, more dense. It's more dense. I don't know if it makes any sense, and it gives me, they both give me like exact same thing, but I think the one that's really nailed is like 1-to-1 is Alive Now, although Maya did a phenomenal job. My least favorite is going to be the Musuf Wadi. Although, it's a good cheapie, I will still consider Alive Now as the best, on the market that I have, come across. And the next line is going to be the OG Yara. For Yara, I think it's been known to be, or it's been said to be an original fragrance from Lattafa, although it's been compared to a lot of other fragrances. So I'll use Yara as a standalone fragrance, and after Yara, there's been a lot of these, there's been a lot of these Hayaati Rose, I think Hayaati Rose from Fragrance World, which I love. There's been another one from Kissa, the OG Kissa, the pink one I've tried, and the OG Yara I also have. And I think there's one from a brand called Eupholia, and so many of them. I think I've tried at least 5 or 6, Yara interpretation. But the one that I think Yara will be on its own now. So I'm considering Yara as a fragrance on its own. The one that I think did a phenomenal job, capturing Yara is Hayaati Rose from Fragrance World. I had that fragrance. I've since given it to my mom, although I still have access to that, now, but it's the most, it's even sort of outdated Yara to me. There's something about that I prefer a little over, the Yara OG, so when it comes to Yara, I think of the ones that I have tested, Hayaati Rose did a phenomenal job, and captured the whole essence of Yara. The next one I want to talk about is Bianco Latte, and that I have only 2 interpretations from Middle Eastern houses, including Eclaire and then Caramel Cascade. And yes, I have said a lot of negative things about, my first reaction to Eclaire was not the best. I would always want to say that before I proceed to anything when I'm doing any video when it comes to Eclaire. But I would say when I tested, after maceration, testing Eclaire and then Bianco Latte, it is the better interpretation. Although Caramel Cascade as a fragrance on its own is also close enough, but more milky and more floral, than Bianco Latte and the other one, Eclaire. And I think of the 2 that I have currently, Eclaire is the more, better dupe, but not the better fragrance, not that, because Caramel Cascade to me is also a very, like, a good fragrance, a 10 over 10 to me. I didn't get anything to associate negatively with it, not the roots beer, not the whatever, people got. Fortunately for me, I did not, but between Caramel Cascade and then Eclaire, I think Eclaire did a phenomenal job, capturing the whole essence of Bianco Latte. And the last one I have here is going to be Baccarat Rouge, the OG Baccarat Rouge. And with that, I've had several experiences with several dupes, including celebrity fragrances, which Cloud, by Ariana Grande, Opulent Musk by Lattafa, Abeyedh, Rouge by Lattafa, Baccarat Rouge by Fragrance World, Into the Stars by Bath and Body Works, and then Amber Rouge by Orentica. Those are all the fragrances I've owned. I've owned all of these. All of these, I've owned all of them, and they have like different interpretations here and there as to a twist and turn of their own. But they all give you the same Baccarat Rouge vibe. And the one that's really, to me, the one amongst these ones, the one that really captured Baccarat Rouge is going to be Abeyedh Rouge by Lattafa. Although that one is like slightly nail polishy, thing, but when it's macerates, it's like Baccarat Rouge, through and through. The rest are also good. Amber Rouge, by Orentica is also good. I think Baccarat Rouge is quite a simple one to replicate. To me, I don't know, but I feel Baccarat Rouge is quite a simple DNA to replicate. So a lot of people got it right, but for me, Abeyedh, was one of the first to come out, and I think they did a phenomenal job. And till this day, although there's been other various ones that have come after it, I still consider it as one of the best that I have experienced. So yeah, that is going to be it for no, that is not going to be it. There's two more. There are two more that I have here. Oriana, yes, Oriana by Parfums de Marly, and for that, I have I've had Ansam Gold and have finished the bottle, and I currently have Reina. And when I had these two fragrances, I had not even come across the OG, but I've since been able to test it. And the one that's really give me like Oriana 100% is going to be Reina. Ansam Gold gives me that, but it also has a character of its own. They sort of gave it a bit of a twist to it, with a heavy, incensey, slightly smoky, dark twist to it. Whilst Reina gives me, that Oriana, vibes the most, So that is what I have. And the last one is going to be the Oud for Greatness by Initio. One of the most popular fragrances, niche fragrances, like to be in Fracom, like in the history of fragrances. Oud for Greatness really, had a lot of people in chokehold, or in a chokehold, as people would say it. And for that, I have come across Afnan's Supremacy in Oud, a good one, a good one. Yeah, a good one. I've had that. I've not had it as in having it in my collection, but I've tried that several times. I've tried the Ministry of Oud Greatest, for the Ministry of Oud line. Pandora Saints from Paris Corner, Ministry of Oud. I've also tried the Oud for Glory by Lattafa, and I think Oud for Glory, hands down, captured like Oud for Greatness by Initio the best. So those are the fragrance houses and the fragrances that I believe, in my opinion, from my experiences, were able to capture the whole essence of a fragrance that, a lot of these Middle Eastern houses were duping, So this is going to be it for today. Let's argue at the comment section. You might not agree with me. That is perfectly fine, And I hope to see you in my next one. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next one. Take care. Bye-bye.